We're live, everybody. Yes, we're live. Yep, it's late at night. Actually, okay, now that's a bit. Basically, I'm just fix the lighting here and all that because for some reason when I do these live streams, I always have to figure out the camera angle itself. But anyway, so far nobody's watching. Now that's interesting. Nobody's watching at all. So I'm alone by myself again. So I'm going to notify people on Twitter. Yes, I actually do have a Twitter for about this live stream here and all that because one, it's late at night. The place that where I live, in California, and two, who and all that. I don't think nobody's going to like show up. Let me just check the audio here. Probably the bit rate is going to be slow. Yeah, that's the bit rate. Let me just check the audio here. Probably the bit rate is going to be slow. Yeah, that's the bit rate. Let me just check the audio here. Probably the bit rate is going to be slow. Yeah, that's the bit rate. Let me just check the audio here. Probably the bit rate is going to be slow. Yeah, that's the bit rate. Just check the audio here. Probably the bit rate is going to be slow. Yeah, that's the bit rate. Just check the audio here. Probably the bit rate is going to be slow. Yeah, that's the bit rate. Yeah, it's kind of sounding a bit weird. All right, live chat. No, nobody's here. All right, copy link. So yes, I do have a Twitter. Yes, you can actually now follow me on Twitter. So far, I have one lone follower, which actually met up at Anime, and you actually could see the guy in the video and all that. In any case, yeah, he's a pretty cool dude and all that. I don't know, maybe like one guy might show up. Anyways, the reason I want to do this a live stream here is because I want to announce a few things here and there and all that you may notice that's going to happen with the channel itself. Having a live stream. And join. Come over and join. Mentioning nothing, but I wonder if there's like how Twitter has like those hashtags. And check if they have the one live, live from Saturday Night Live. Yeah, it's loading. Live poll, live line, live. Oh yeah, those have live. Yeah, it's been using Twitter since like a day before I went to Anime. So I started Twitter account on Saturday. Then I went on like basically started using Twitter on Sunday and all that. In any case, but the funny thing about getting a Twitter account and all that is that it recommends you like people like, oh look and all that. All right, there we go. It sort of appears and all that. Let me just lower the screen on my phone. Look, as you see, there's my video. That you click a Twitter handle there, and most likely you can. All right. So probably we have to like wait for a few people to like show up. Anyways, we're like 3 minutes in, so not many could show. In any case, let me just search up something and all that. I see like myself like it's pretty bright. But I actually have like Google in dark mode and all that. I think that's how you call it. Twitter. I'm trying to find myself so I can link it. Video. There we go. I found myself. Oh look, there's me. Okay, now that's interesting. It seems like oh wait, I now remember because I like already logged in with my Twitter through my computer and all that. I thought it was like set up and all that, but yeah, because I hadn't downloaded the app yet and all. If I could share it, yeah, I could like share this. All right, let me just write this down. There we go. Let me just pin it. Pin message. All right, there's my Twitter, everybody. Oh, that's a box. So yeah, nobody's like, you know, looking here and all that. No, look, there's a little pin tweet. So nobody's joining so far. So people are like willing to rewatch this. To be honest, if nobody shows up, I'm going to end this within 30 minutes and all that. Ended by like 110, 120. But the reason I want to do this live stream is because I have an announcement to make. Like, it's going to affect this channel from uploading videos and also making videos themselves. I can still film them, but it mainly involves around the editing process and also the actual uploading the videos themselves. So something recently happened. In the beginning of this week, I was exporting one of my videos and all that, mainly the next episode, the ACEVEDO video show. And the problem with that was that I kept getting like error when I export well. And I look into it, it says error, there's no space on the disk. In other words, there's no space on the hard drive that I store all my videos and all that. Which I knew it might be a problem like halfway when I started, like halfway through, like since I started editing my videos and all that through the computer. I knew that might be a problem. But somehow I didn't look into the future where I could go, okay, I have my money, let's go get myself a hard drive so I wouldn't deal with this problem. And because of that I didn't got myself a hard drive beforehand, now I have to deal with this problem. Now, there's other ways I could actually get my videos out there and all that, but yeah, that's going to be a problem. If I can make videos, film them, but I can't edit them, and I can't export them because there's no room on my hard drive on the computer that I use in the living room and all that. Because I think one of my in the older videos and all that, you actually see me using that computer, and I've been using that for a while now. And it's funny enough, the home computer that I used in the living room, according to my cousin who like came by to like visit us and all that, he told me that he actually looked into the specs, and the computer is like 2014 and runs Windows 10 and all that. And he told me he's like, yeah, your computer is old, and it's no wonder the computer is running slow and all that. Because for some reason the computer runs a bit slow, and I always thought that it might be a problem with me, what I done to it, or maybe it's a problem with the internet. But no, it's like the computer just being old and all that. So yeah. In case I look into like the new Windows 11 that Microsoft released, because when you go in school, like every laptop they give you is like another has Windows 11 installed and all that. But when I look at it, it's like it's like horrible to look at. First off, the laptops they give us, actually, maybe I might have it, but it's in the backpack. But it might have, because it has like the city that I live in and what kind of school board we have, and I'd rather not show it because of privacy reasons. In case, but literally, so you know how like with a mouse, there's a left and right click and all that. It only has like a left click. There's no like right click where you can like pop up a window and go, oh, and all them. So you always like clicking on the left one, which kind of confused me a bit because I was like, why I can't right click on anything? Anyways, so the right click option is still there if you have an external like mouse and all that, which I do actually have one because the school gave it to free and all that. But that's from when I tried going with my older high school and all that, because yes, I do go to high school. And the thing is about that is that basically I was only in the high school that I wanted to go for 2 days. I've been there for like 2 years, and this year I only been there for 2 days. My dad took me out by a second day, like, son, you're going like, son, I'm not going to drive you to that school and all that. It's like 15 minutes away, son. I'm going to just drive you over here to the school nearby you, so that way it will be simpler to drop off at 2 kids at one school instead of 2 kids at 2 schools and all that. He try to make up several excuses to not basically bring that up, but usually sort of fails is like, because I already understand, like, Dad, you're just You just don't want to drive that far, do you? Any case, so yeah, I have to like now I'm like dealing with a new school here and all that. So far, it's going well, I guess. It's going well. Haven't made any like friends per se, but I still run my club, the Kaiju Theater there. And for some reason, it brought up back the tradition of having only one club member show up every single club meeting. Okay, so far our next film was going to be like the Rodan from 1956. Explain case. So yeah, I'm dealing with a new school here. You know, it's going well. Oh, and all that. It's much more different the older one that I have because it's technically because my mom and dad live in two different cities right next to each other, and basically they're like a few minutes apart. If you like drive, like we go down a few blocks, there we go, we're in this city. Drive back a few blocks, we're in that city. Anyway, so it's not really like a huge, large area difference and all that. It sort of blends in unintentionally. He Okay, so basically, for some reason, I used to go to school from the other city where my mom used to always live at. And now, because I'm living with my dad since last year, or late last year and all that, I think I moved to my dad's like around September or November and all that. I now have to basically, my dad like basically forced me to like go to this city school and all that. Even though you could actually just lie in the document saying like, "Oh, my son lives in this city in the school that you're in," and all that. Yeah. Any case, so yeah, my dad kind of forced me out there. In case, so that kind of actually saddened me there. It's like, Brian, you can't do anything about it. You can't do anything about it, Brian. In any case, I think I have like a text message that I sent to my mom telling her like, okay, this is what I have to deal with here. This nonsense. In any case, but the funny thing I like is that recently, I think my stepmom heard me over, like through my door and all that when I was like telling her about. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, when I was telling her about when I was telling my mom through the phone about basically my roommate, my uncle as my roommate and all that. And then like 20 or 30 minutes later, my dad called me and all that, and through the first 20 seconds on that he didn't spoke, but I hear my stepmom talking to him. I was like, okay, now I know what he's saying and all that. They're talking about me because for some reason I got the feeling that they're talking about me. It's not like, hello, I want to be talked about. I just have that feeling, like, oh, they're talking about me. Any case, and when I go there and all that, uh, my my dad tells me, "Oh, son, could you get this from the shed?" So I go get something from the shed, then come back and all that. Then my stepmom leaves, like, "Oh, we're going somewhere. Okay, let me go change real bit and all that." And my dad's like, "Son, don't tell things to your mom. Don't tell things to your mom and all that. You don't tell things about her to me. You could tell her about the dogs. You could tell her about anything, but not about me." Hey, I could tell things to the internet, like here. You can't really say anything about that. He didn't mention the internet. He didn't mention Twitter. So I could literally talk to about him through that, and my mom could like just search it up, like, oh, this is what's going on. Anyways, oh yeah, have the list here of excuses my dad gave for me moving to the other school. One, it's simple to drop off with two kids at one school instead of two. Of course, I mentioned that before. Two, they said my dad and stepmom, it's better at this school, unlike the other school. To be honest, after going through there and being there since August, this and all that, like from no, I think it was in August. I think we started in September. Maybe I'm trying. I think it was August we started because they have a different schedule than my other school had. Because usually, I expect usually is like the second week of August you start your first day of school. Then the last week of May you like that's the end of the school year. But for them it's like the third week of August you start at Wednesday. Then then the first week of June, that's your summer break and all that. So yeah, I just realized that a few weeks ago, like, oh great, I have to come out summer late instead of May. I can't just make an excuse like, oh, I don't want to stay here. In case, so yeah, but for this school compared to my school and all, actually, I'm just going to give it a nickname. We're going to just call it Dad School because my dad really wanted me to go to that school because I was he attended there to like take language classes and also basic and also also my aunts and uncles had been there and all that. In case, which I actually point this out to my mom is that basically my dad makes these told me like, oh, your aunts and uncles, you're there, families, band members, and they went there. It's okay, going to a new school. You don't have to be afraid and all that. It's okay. They did not know English, so they learned English throughout school. The thing is, I had aspirations. They had nothing. It's kind of mean to say it, but it's true because for me, I want to be, a filmmaker and all that. I want to like be like a traditional anime. The traditional animator thing's kind of been put on hold because I haven't been drawing for for quite recently and all that. I haven't practiced my artist skills. But the thing is about that is that basically, of course, I want to be a filmmaker. And then the other school that I wanted to go to, the school that I've been going to for the past 2 years, I was in the video production class. I was in the journalist class, which I really want to get a journalist class because I really want to like write articles about films and all that. Try get out there to the world. Like, yes, I love the movies and all that. In case, and the thing is about this is video productions. I got the journalist class. I was planning to run my club there another year so we could continue watching more different movies and all that. Starting back square one at the 50s. I'm going to start at the 60s and all that. Because when we played, yeah, the boards, the the wooden boards on my floor made a shake and all that. I couldn't believe it. And guys, so saying about this club and all that because we started off playing with Godzilla, and the last one we played was Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. Then the last meeting we had of course, the trivia contest and all that. And guys, I'm still keeping contact with the one and single club member that we had for the entire year and all that. We're good friends and all that. Yeah, we're pretty good friends, and we mainly text message. But in case, but I was saying, but I had like things going on to like continue my club up and all that. Video productions I can now learn how to edit and like gain like experience and all that instead of like watching YouTube videos and trying to read books. Like, how do I make movies? Oh yeah, now I'm in a class. I can now make movies. I can now figure out Adobe. But in case, my dad was like, "No, you're going to that school, the dad school you're going to." Because I had aspirations and I wanted to go to that school. My older school, I want to still continue doing all that. Even though I was like low in grades and possibly might have repeat a year, I didn't care. I just want to keep going to that school. My dad didn't understand anything of that. And he was like, no, son, you're going to that school. That's the thing, because the difference between me and them is that I had things going on. I knew what I'm going to do. They had nothing. My aunts and uncles had nothing going on with their lives, like having aspirations. Like, okay, if I go to this school, I know what kind of classes they just came, and like I only speak Spanish. Okay, I go to this school, like where my parents put me and all that. My grandparents, but I actually, I actually have a choice here and all that. I could go this one or that one. Any case, okay, so yeah. But with Central, no, I just said that in a live stream. I nearly spell out my school's name, the school I'm attending and all that. Imagine I said the entire thing and oh no, I got doxxed. Any case, because probably if I just said my school name, it probably wouldn't be that hard to like track me down. But that one word, you guys got it. You guys got it and all that. You guys already got it there. So I'm at a risk here, Any case, but with the other school, that school now I'm attending, there's quite a lot of differences. First off, basically it feels like a college campus. It's like way big because from my telling and all that, the school, the funding that they're putting to school, they're putting more into like infrastructure and all that, and also the technology. But the one thing I noticed is that since my since I was like in junior high school and all that, everybody like switched from projectors to TVs, like the sharp televisions and all that, the flat screen HD TVs. To replace the projectors, then you could just directly connect the computer to there with some like wireless port or like HDMI port and all that. Which my son mom try and make excuse of why my dad's schools still use projectors, unlike my other school. And my son mom goes, "Oh, the TVs, you always have problems and might have problems of connecting and all that." And I was like thinking, nonsense. I was thinking that's nonsense there. Because the only problems you actually have with the TVs and connections is mainly like trying to do it wireless and all that, like through Bluetooth or something and all that. If you just directly connect it through the HDMI, you're perfectly fine and all that. It's like connected with a cord. Unless the cord is broken, yeah, sure, you have to get a new one. So yeah, I didn't find like a reasonable like way to say like, oh, the TVs are harder, they might have problems and all that. In case, because you could basically say the same thing to projectors. You can't have anybody in front of it because somebody might, you're blocking the image. You can't have anybody directly looking at it because somebody might go blind because how bright it is. You can't have nobody going through the projector screen because first off you're not like blocking because it also makes like curvature over you and all that. You know how projectors works and when they're projecting on the screen. In case. So yeah, they're kind of investing a bit more infrastructure and all that. But the classes are overall pretty well and all that. Teachers are pretty good as well. They have an interesting library and all that. But so far this year, I actually now feel like I want to move back. I want to move back to my older school, which my someone's dad had when like, okay, if you don't like the school, you could try it out from August to December. Then you can move back from January to May to your other school. Which I'm thinking they're going to completely forget because I know them. I know my dad because he actually he's a forgetful person. I would say because I'll tell him like, hey dad, next week can we go to here? And he goes, okay. Then when the day comes, like the day before, like, yeah, we're still going. And he goes, what, like that. Like he actually forgot, like he is actually surprised, like, oh yeah, we're supposed to do that. Okay, what do you want, the theater or the convention, like that. In case, so yeah, now to like deal with that. I think I repeat the word that a lot of times. So yeah, but in case, all right, let's move on to another list. Well, yeah, sort of like the school, but doesn't feel the same way with the other school I went to and all that. But the funny thing is that I like how I've been to the other city like with my mom and all that because like for 15 years I've been living with her. Or aside from the first two, I was like with my mom and dad in one household. Anyways, but the funny thing about that is basically when I look at the my classmates over here, they're actually quite fascinated on the other school because first off, in my other school and all that, my school that I always go to, that I've been going to in the city, and all that, in the city schools, we have something called minimum days, which I think is not new to you guys. Nobody who's watching like up here in the little because it like tells me how many viewers I have, and I have zero. Any case, but basically in my other school we had the minimum days where every Wednesday or maybe and sometimes special occasions on Fridays or Thursdays. And for the last week of school, we have the entire week minimum days. We basically you come out of school early and all that. Like instead of coming out like around 3 o'clock, you come out at 1:40 because they have a meeting. Teachers have meetings on like Wednesdays and all that, and so basically you get early release from school. In my dad's school, we don't have minimum days. We have late start days. Basically, you get the same amount of hours as you will get with a minimum day, but instead leaving early from school, you go to school 1 hour later. Instead of being there by 7:44, you could be there by 8:44. And my classmates are so fascinated that in the other city that I went to for school, they were like minimum days. I heard they have minimum days. That sounds like nice. And I'm like thinking, huh, quite interesting. It's like looking at foreigners who come to here to America and they're fascinating on our many tourist locations and all of that. Like, oh my gosh, and In and Out. Get what I'm saying here? And In and Out. Oh, in case In and Out burgers are pretty cool. So yeah, they seem fascinating about In and Out and also the foods that we have here. I sort of got that feeling from looking at my classmates being surprised, like expressing the idea of liking minimum days, and from my other school. And I'm assuming they never actually went to there. Any case, also I heard I can't confirm. I cannot confirm. I cannot confirm this. My teacher said they mentioned that my, of course, my parent conference meetings you have like parent conference meetings at school. For some reason, my teacher was like, "Oh, I wish we had it here." My teacher like said, "We, I wish we had it here." And I was like thinking, "Wait a second, this school doesn't have parents conference meetings? What do you mean?" In case, so yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's quite fascinating to know that my other classmates are interested in what kind of school experience that I, experienced from over there. Anyways, third reasons. Some of my cousins will be there, so there will be people that I know. Yes, my cousins are there. Three of them. Only three. Yeah. And here's the funny thing. I don't have a single period with them. Yes, I don't have like a single class with them. The only time I actually get to see them on rare occasions is during lunch, like the lunch period and all that. That's another weird thing. So there's only 6 periods throughout the entire school. In my dad's school, in the other school that I went to before, we had like 7 periods, not including 0 or 8th, and we had 2 meetings for no 2 periods for lunch because we have a large amount of students, so that should split it into 2 lunch periods. So you might have a fourth period lunch or a fifth period lunch. With my dad's school, you only have 1 period, and for some reason the school looks so big, but somehow they managed to count all the students and go, well, alrighty then, we have 1 lunch period, and that's okay. That's quite interesting there, bro. I don't see my cousins that much. It's on rare occasions, like once a week, I actually see them out in the opening. Like that isn't after or before school and all of that. I don't even see them after or before school and all. So yeah, I only have like 1 period with them, which was lunch, which I don't see them. Not even the lines because I eat by myself. I go to the library, read some books, and get out of there. And to my next period and all that. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot. That I do. My cousins are there that I don't see that much. It would probably be better off that I was at my older school and all that, and I go, "Where's my cousins?" Oh yeah, I'm going to pretend we have different class periods. In case, so yeah, that kind of backfired for him and all that. Okay, here's another one. They think it's better education with better teachers there than my other school, even though even though I have the classes that I wanted in my schedule. Because yes, I had like classes that I wanted in my schedule on my other school, unlike with my dad's school, where I have a completely different schedule. I think I have a file here. Yeah, I think I have a file here that I can actually compare. Because yes, I do keep some of my stuff in files. Oh, here it is. Oh wait, no. Yep, this is the one. Yeah, my file because I'm the type of guy who saves his documents, saves his receipts, not really my receipts, but just in case you're like, oh, what grade did I got on that math assignment? Let's just look at the archives. In case. So here's the classes I had. Video productions, that's one, which I managed to get into video productions class I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, in my dad's school. So I have both classes of that. In case. So yeah, it's like interesting now I have that class. So yeah. Uh, I have dance production. I'm not like a guy who's the type who could dance unless I'm completely by myself and nobody's looking. Thing, which I don't have on my dad's school, but I don't even have PE. For some reason, I don't have PE class. That's and all that. That's kind of weird to me that I don't have PE class because no matter what school I am, elementary, we have from junior high to high school of last year, I had a PE class, or at least during elementary, it was like, all right, it's Tuesday now. Let's go outside and play or do run laps and play ball. In case, I have an English class, which also have an English class here. That's obvious. And the other class, my resource class, but this time it's called academic strategies. All that. Lunch period. Of course, I have a lunch period. U.S. history. I do have a U.S. history class in the dad school and all that. As he is actually my advisor or for my hydro club theater, which coincidentally enough, my advisor, if I continue with my other school this year and all that, my former world history teacher would also have been the advisor for this year. So yeah, for some reason I got history teachers to try being my club, my to be my advisors for my clubs. Actually, I was like thinking that I could actually still continue run the club, but this time like running from outsiders. Like I give you the films, you do anything with the club and all that. Relying on my world history teacher on doing them for my other school. But I procrastinated a lot to actually send him an email like telling him about it, and the club meeting in our past, I was like thinking late September, oh, can I still do it? And I talked to my friend who's still going to the other school that I went to, and they told me like, no, no, I think the club, like because we have like something called Club Rush and all that, like we have all the clubs with the tables outside, already passing all that, and he's already running like two clubs, a D&D and also some other, something else. And I was like, oh, I missed out. In case, so yeah, that actually kind of brought me out of my sadness for a bit. Like, oh, I can't go to my other school that I really like because I was like thinking that's an idea. I could just give them the films and they run the club while I also run my own version of the club. Then that didn't happen. In case, algebra, I have math. Math. Now here's the best one: journalism. I don't I don't think we have a journalism class. That's the thing is like one of the like things I didn't like is that they didn't give me like a journalism class for my dad's school and all that because I don't think they have any because the way they actually have announcements like the school basically they have like video announcements and all that. Huh? How where like every Monday and Fridays they have like some video announcements like, oh, here's what we got, come over this week, and literally it's made by the students. It's made by the students and the principal. There's like a principal's vlog. And for me, when I ever watch these, because I know so much about film and also filmmaking and all that, I slightly get irritated by watching other people do it and knowing that you're doing it wrong or you could have fixed it better. Sort of like weird thing when you have that strange perspective and all of them because I don't consider myself as a professional filmmaker or like a professional videographer. I'm considering myself as an amateur, but I, as an amateur, since started making short films, will get how looking at other students like doing the video announcements and all that, I go, "You're doing it badly. You're doing it wrong," and all that. In case, but I'm not making them, so I can't really judge. But then again, I don't make the films that I watch, so I do just. So sorry for my hypocrisy there. But in case, so yeah, it's kind of irritates me when I watch those video announcements because I was like thinking you could do it better, and here's how you could do it, but you're just watching the video and you can't really talk to the people who make it because they're in different periods. Like for example, for the principal's blog, they have like the camera angle. Like for some reason, like there's like dead space up here, and principal is like the lower thirds of here and all that. I was like, okay, lower the camera. The principal's at the center and all that. turn off that AC because I could hear that AC in the background and all that. Because for some reason, the AC in the video announcements and all that, they have the AC or the fan on, so you just hear the sound like the air vents and all that. Watch out, playing case. So yeah, and also they had the green screen in the background, and I was like thinking, you cut like just photo fake set somewhere around the school, like some classroom that nobody's using, and just film it there. Or you don't even have to like make a like a big set there. You just need a black table, need like a fabric background. Boom, there you go. You got your set. In any case. So yeah, now actually now I think about video production class. I had to deal with an amateur because right now we're doing this project of like learning how to do interviews and all that. And basically my teacher decided like to have us interview each other. Yeah, that was a quite interesting experience and all that. Because I actually had experience of doing an interview with, of course, with Dave Woodman and all that, the Disney animator, back in 2018. Haven't done an interview since then, mainly because I can't really find like people, film people and all that, or celebrities that could actually interview. I thought of doing conventions, interview conventions whenever I go over to conventions, but you have to like get some press stuff and all that. In case, but I do but from looking that I could like okay, I know how to improve. Get a microphone. Get a microphone and angle the camera straight and all that. And also because, I actually do know some filmmaking things here and there and all that. One so basically they decide like the second thing to do interview me and all that because we had like a group of three and like all three of us like interview each other like one to one and all that like a triangle. In case. And the thing is that I was like, okay, I'm going to be interviewed after I answer them their questions and all that. And literally, it was like an amateur, like a complete, not only like amateurish levels, because I think an amateur could do it better and all that. So basically, my classmate who had to interview me didn't know how to use a tripod at all. Did not know a single thing. She like took it out of the bag. She was like, "How?" She spread open a little bit to like stretch it all out. But when she pulled the legs, she pulled all three of them, and she didn't lock them. She was like, "How do I do this?" And I was like, "Okay, I stop you there. I'm going to do this for you." Oh, that's my filing cabinet. So basically, I had to like set up my own interview. Like go like, okay, this is how you set up a tripod. You you grab this, you shake the little handle thing. Actually, I think I have these same exact model that we use. Yeah, this is my new tripod that I recently bought because the other one broken. This is not the same one because they have like some brand name tripod, but it's basically the same thing. So basically, here's what she did wrong. Well, I'm trying struggle to open this and all that. Look, here it is. So this thing's, you lock the legs, you pull them out and all that. She pulled them out, but never locked these, and she opened all three and put them on the ground. That's a bad thing because you don't want your tripod sinking into the ground while you're recording and all that. She didn't know how to use this. She was like that. She like, first off, she like stretched this out in order to take it out. And I was like, look, you do this. You do that. In any case, she didn't know how to use this. She awkwardly kept holding this up and all that. Let me just put this back here. Also, she did not know how to take this out. Okay, first off, I'm not like making fun of her. I understand that, not everybody uses a tripod in their daily lives. Nobody who is interested on videographing knows how to use one. But she did not know how to take this out, as you see. She did not know at all. Because of course you have to like take this out, then put it back in. Because you gotta like put the camera here. In case. There we go. She did not know. She actually thought like you just place the camera here, and there you go. That's not how you do it because the camera will fall down. In any case, so I had to teach her like, look, this is how you do it. You unlock it, you take it out, there you go. This is like 101 basics here, and she did not know the basics at all. In any case, and another problem they came with is that they had a camera. They had the camera itself pointed towards the sky. They were supposed to record me, not the sky itself. Maybe it was like if I'm voicing God here, like, oh, I'm doing an interview with God. Let me point my microphone to the sky. God, what is your favorite movie? In any case, so yeah, but so I was like, no, don't move, don't have the camera pointing to the sky. You point it towards me and the person who's interviewing me. In any case, and they didn't bring out any chairs, so we had to like find some spot around outside to sit down. That's one thing because everybody brought out chairs, but they decided let's go outside and not bring chairs, and let's find a chair and let's find somewhere to sit and all that. In any case, but but so I had to deal with like an amateur and all that. It's not really amateur. Like nobody doesn't even know how to even operate a tripod. I think if you probably give my classmate one of those like one of those like $7 tripods from 99 cent store and all that, probably she didn't probably will think it was like rocket science she has to deal with. But in case that's kind of been an insult there. Like giving somebody's intelligibility by saying that they won't know how to use a tripod will be similar to trying to teach somebody who doesn't know rocket science. In any case, so they had a camera pointing at me, but they did not know how to properly make the frame appealing because they had the camera like sort of like this, where our heads, like some parts of our heads were cutting off from the sides, that space like from like on our side and all that. I was like, you don't use a camera like that. Let me teach you how to frame your your camera angles and all that. And another worst part is that they were giving a short microphone, like they had a microphone and all that, but it had a short cord, so they kind of like back the camera away, have a nice looking wide shot. So they had to bring the camera close, which limited ourselves on okay, what kind of camera angles we have. And then the interview started. They interviewed me and all that, and she did not know how to use a microphone. No, they knew like the basis like oh stick points at me, I speak to the stick. Okay, she knew that, but she didn't know that you need to be closer with the stick, with the microphone and all that, so that way you can actually be heard. Yeah. So basically, she can like point the stick towards me, like it's like close to my face and go, "Oh yeah, here's the answer to your question and all that." She then puts then she has it like here. She has like a bit far here, and all that. Not like up here, like you're supposed to hold in all that. Like if you're in like a band, like rah, like that. In any case, and we had a second camera guy. The second camera guy was supposed to film B-roll, and I'm not sure if he paid attention to classes because he did not know what kind of B-roll he was supposed to film. Film and all that, like the footage, like the extra footage, like to put over the interview. Because he seems like he did not know what kind of footage you need to like film. Film and all that. And my teacher, my video production teacher, taught us like, okay, guys, when you're filming, don't film like short takes of for B-roll and all that. Film like long takes here and there and all that around the environment, sometimes pointing at the interview itself. So I told him that, like, okay, do you have to do this? When I was being interviewed, all I hear was 10-second spans, like boop, he records a video, stops at 10 seconds, cuts, boop, does it again and again and again for like 10 or 20-second spans. I was like, oh boy, Jesus. Ankles. So yeah. At least I'm not the one like making that. I'm the one guy being interviewed, but I have to be like the guy who also have to have to like basically, okay, this is how you use a camera, people who you're supposed to interview me, Anyways, but you can't really make fun of, you can't really like point out like students like saying who have no experience on using cameras or tripods and all that. Okay, so yeah, dealing with amateurs, quite interesting experience that I had there. Ooh, I was about to like sing some song. Anyways, so yeah, video production class. What a wonder. Good thing I actually have like a decent experience on how to make sure on making short films that I could like basically go, all right, this is easy for me. In any case, we're learning from Adobe, like Adobe Premiere 2020, and that is like the weirdest is like complicated way of editing software that I had to deal with. Because I use Adobe because we use Adobe Premiere for editing April Fool's motion picture, but that was like my cousin doing it, like editing that himself. I give him like directions. Okay, do this, do that, do that. When I did it myself, I was like, "What the heck I'm dealing with?" You know. In case. So yeah, back to topic. Oh yeah, back to topic on the list of questions because I just went full round about video production class. Oh yeah, the fifth one. I might have a better chance of getting a job, a driver's license, and college if I go there. Even though I could do that in any school I could go. That's like the dumbest excuse I ever heard from my dad. Son, if you go to that school, you could go get a job and a car and also drive and also college. Even though I could do the same thing at my other school. I could do the same thing on my other school and all that. I'm just like a bit shocked after reading that, like, because you could do that anywhere at any high school, even though it's like the worst, like let's say the worst high school out there. You could still like graduate, go to a college because you got like a degree, like a high school diploma and all that. You could get a driver's license. You could, you know, get a job. Of course, my dad has no idea what doing with his schooling education and all that. Because my dad never dealt with because my parents are separated and all that. My dad never had to deal with school at all. He never had to like plan or do things. The only things he was involved was showing up on house on like I forgot like schoolhouse. Yeah, schoolhouse. Like one of those times like your parents come over, check on your classes you're going with and all that. And going to like the times where I get student of the month awards or get like a award or graduate from junior high school and all that. He never was personally involved or never show up to any IEP meeting that I have or any particular meeting that involves my education because my mom was in charge of that. Now it comes to him being in charge of it, and he has no clue on what he's doing and all that because he thinks I go to that school, it will be way better because I could get these things from there, even though I could like get it from the other school I went to. Yeah, I have to deal with that guy every single day of my life and all that. I'm sort of like fed up of him and all that. You know, like go like, man, I really want to move out, but I don't have money and I'm underage. In case, part is like one of those like sayings like, oh, if you run away, can't you die, you become homeless and get poor. No, you don't. You could actually find a ways to not be homeless. Like, if you're running away from your house, you could go to your grandma's house because that's another family member here and all that. In any case, so yeah. In any case, would I actually start off saying because I mentioned something about. Oh yeah, the video announcement things, the announcement that I have, I just went on a full tangent about school because that sort of involves what I'm doing here. In any case, I'll be back. I'm thirsty, so I'm going to get out of my room, go to the garage, get a soda, skimming awake and all that. Well, so I'm going to play this song here. Okay, I think I'm not playing. I'm not going to play the original track. I'm just going to play the cover version. Yeah, I'm just going to play this. Same by for contact the new Dune trailer. Okay, I'll be back. Everybody, I'm going to just play this song. Yes, from. Oh, it's an ad. I accidentally clicked on an ad. All right, I'll be back. Everybody. Hear you say, oh, nice. I want to hear you say that I have a boyfriend. Tell me why. As I look back, tell me why. Yep, it's Liquid Chris, everybody. One of the best songs I ever heard from the guy named Christian Weston Chandler. I wonder if this is like the first reference I ever made to Christian in this channel, or I just make like some offside comment like before. Maybe I made one in the Sonic review. I was like, oh, why Sonic Shoe was in this one? Because I first heard of Christian, I think back in 2019 or 2018 when I first heard about him from the Down the Rabbit Hole video. And because in 2020, when I was watching the Sonic movie, I was like thinking, Sonic Shoe? No Sonic Shoe in this movie? In any case. But by like mid 2020, I started getting really into him. First I found out the 1 hour documentary that was released like a few years back. the download rabbit whole video, and that's the most stuff I know. That was like until like 2020, where my cousin's like saying, "Hey, there's the comprehensive history series of Christian ones channel and all that." And go, "Oh, cool! I'm going to go watch it." In case, so yeah, bon appetit. Imagine somebody commenting like, "Why do you carry glasses like that?" In any case, so back to topic. Way back to topic. So yeah, I have a problem of exporting my videos because I have no hard drive space. So that delays two of my major video projects I have. One is the next episode of the ACEVEDO video show, which is done and edited, but I can't export it because I have no disk space at all or storage medium. And when I try export a video through my SD card that I use for filming, for some reason it has the little a little disclaimer by saying like error, this has no space, even though it has like 10 more gigabytes of space you could record on. And 1 hour long videos don't take up 10 gigabytes and all that. In case. So yeah, I have to now figure out how to deal with that. But also, so basically I came down to terms that I could get an external hard drive to go get to solve this problem, just move my files in the external terabyte hard drive. So that way I have more space in the computer, and also I could now back up my videos to that hard drive itself. Yeah, but the thing is about that is that the money that I have is it's with my mom, because she gives me money a few times and all that. And I told her about this because she's refusing to give it to me. He's like, "Oh, you don't spend time to me with that much time and all that. You don't come over and visit me." It's because I never really thought to think about it. In case, so basically, I told my mom in my predicament of needing an external hard drive. He was like, "Okay, tomorrow let's go to Best Buy and get it." Tomorrow comes by and nobody. She's on a no show because "Oh, I talked to your aunt for a ride, but your aunt said no." And I was like, "Okay then," because she wanted me to go to my grandma's house, head to Best Buy and all that. But if I would have gone there, it just would have been a disappointment. "Oh, I'm here, but we're not going to Best Buy. Really, really? I come over here and all that." But then again, grandma's house is not that far away. Then I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. So the next day we just say, "Okay, let's go to Best Buy tomorrow." And she tells us "Oh, the ride is not here and all that. I can't get a ride, and Best Buy closes at 8, and the ride doesn't get ready by 7." Because one thing, my mom doesn't know how to drive and all that, so she basically calls up people that she knows that are willing to give her a ride and all that. And they kind of do a side thing, "Oh, after work I could get extra money by taking people that I know with rides." I need more water. In case. And basically I asked, so she didn't show up that day, and I told her, "Look, mom, just give me my money tomorrow, and then I could just go to Best Buy money and stuff and all that, because I'm not going to wait for you to get a ride so you could come over, pick me up, and take me to Best Buy. I'm just going to get it myself then, and just ask my dad to say." She's like, "Oh, okay then." And today was the day she's supposed to come, and I'm just here going, "Where is she?" Hey, guys. So yeah, we're heading to the 1 hour mark. I think we're going to end this a bit, but yeah, that's going to be a problem because I have the ASVO video show up. But also, I have a documentary that I haven't edited yet. I only edited 2 scenes because I had a problem with the footage because we did some on location filming. But the one thing I didn't realize is that you're supposed to be right by the camera, so that way the audio these people could actually hear your audio. I was far away from the camera, and my audio sounds completely quiet. So I was go editing and raise the volume. But the editing software that I have I use 2 of them. The Windows Movie Maker that comes with the photo app on the Windows 10 computer, or Movie Maker 10 that I use, but I can't use Movie Maker 10 because it has the project, because I have the free version and it doesn't save the project. I can't save the project unless I actually get the full price version. It doesn't, the free version just save me the project, so I can work on 2 different projects at once. I have to be cautious about that, so I can't hit new project. I have to go back to recent one. In any case, but the recent Movie Maker 10, you can actually increase the audio. But unlike Windows Movie Maker, the volume always stays up at to 100, and all you could do is just lower the volume and all that. In any case, so yeah, I have to now deal with that, which which kind of, well, I think I can manage edit my videos just like using the school's the school's computer video production class. Just stay there for another 1 hour ago. All right, let me do this and all that. In any case, yeah, I think I can actually manage to do that. There we go. So also, I tried recently contacting my cousin and all that to basically use his Adobe Premiere to edit my videos and all that, but he has yet to responded. But then again, it's reasonable to not respond to text messages sent during 11:30 at night. Any case, so yeah, you're going to expect delays on videos and all of that. You're going to expect a delays on videos because I could release videos, but they're not going to be, because I want to edit my videos and all that. If I slip a tongue and all that, and because what I used to do is just record take after take after take after take. But video editing symbols it down okay, you could record maximum 3 takes and you're perfectly fine with that. In case, and the documentary has to be out by the end of this month, and all that, and it's going to be difficult if I can't have it. Unless I do it fast, okay, there we go, editing done. That's going to be difficult if I can't actually, can't really do this and all that. In any case, so yeah, that's what I have to deal with, and that's my announcement there. You're going to get delays on videos because I can't. My editing, I need an external hard drive, which I'm going to get by myself anyway. You could donate on Patreon and hit the super chat, donating like $50 for a terabyte hard drive. No, it's just kidding. In any case, I'm not going to beg money from you guys. In any case, I like how this entire live stream, all I did was talk to myself because nobody was watching. 0 watchers. That number has not increased or increased. It always stays at 1 per. And I think I got a text message and all that. So probably when you're listening to this song, you hear a boo doo. In case. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to end this here and all that. But looking into Christian's history is actually pretty interesting and all that. I highly recommend them. In any case, but kind of like me and my cousin, basically Sel and I, Sel from the ACEVEDO show. She's interested in looking into Christian, but not to the point that I am, where I actually go to the quickie on a daily basis. I go, oh, I want to learn more. And I'm trying finding some funny audio clips to play with Chris's voice and all that. I'm going to think of the song, but then again, he uses copyright music in the background. I might have a problem playing with that. Just gonna stay here, not saying anything at all. Just look through these videos that you can't see yourself. Oh, this is the best one.
is dead serious. The inside and outside tour I did a few months ago at my house. Everyone hear that? Angry at me. It's my fault. I am angry. It's my fault. I want everything
about my house. I'll be
I'll send it to detectives. I'll send it to police. I'll send it everything in my power. Get it off the air now.
Listen to me.
Listen to me. Yes.
Yes,
Get
yes.
that damn thing off.
I just like
I don't
listening
care
to
what
this.
you do. Get all that stuff off of there.
Curse's egotism, thinking that he has a fan base.
Go work on it.
I'm on working on.
Do
You realize?
something? Let me tell you. If the health department of Greene County sees those videos that you put on the damn internet, they could condemn our house.
Oh my gosh, condemn the house, and they have to move out of it. I like how Bob, Chris's dad is aware of the house. Let me pause this. That he's aware of the house, but he's not willing to approve it because Barbara Chandler, Barb Chandler and all that, Barbara and all that. I think her last name is just Weston, Barbara Weston, and something else before she changed her name. And because she's a pack rat and a hoarder, and on a few occasions, like Chris mentioned, like on one occasion that he will be kicked out if he actually tried to throw out the trash that Barb kept. And there's also another thing where basically it's like she threatened to commit suicide if any of the stuff she had was thrown out. In any case. So after looking through this, like through the Twitter and all that, is no, I don't have anything, but nobody has looked at my tweet to like come over to this live stream and all that because what Twitter the quote unquote the tweet activity and all that. In any case. So yeah. Oh wait, that's August Ragan? Ragan. Oh, you responded. So August Ragan's like a film historian who does Godzilla films and all that. And I just realized because I also follow this account of Space Hunter M and all that. And Space Hunter him back in like October 13th released like, oh, here's some behind the scenes photos of the Frontier missile scene in Mothra vs. Godzilla. Also, I shared one of like from the book I have, AG Surprise, Master of Monsters and all that. And he actually replied, and I just realized that's kind of cool there. Anyways, alright, I'm going to end this live stream here. Nobody show up. I'm going to bed because my dad was like, son, we gotta be up by 9. We gotta feed the dogs chicken and all that. Then at 10, we're going to some party at the ranch and all that. Then at 9 o'clock, we'll be back from the ranch. Then at 10, we'll head to bed. Then on Sunday, we're doing something. So yeah, in any case, that's my life. Alright, well, goodbye then, everybody who did not watch this live stream. I wonder what kind of comments I'm going to get from my mom and dad who will see this. Because my mom sometimes watches my videos, but not the entirety. So, yeah. In any case, part of it go like, Brian, you can't share personal stuff. Well, I experience it. And I personally experienced the stuff that I'm telling you guys. So I technically have a right to tell you guys what I have experienced and all that. It's like being It's like being a soldier at a war and goes, "Oh, I can't say anything about what I did in the war and all that because that was the enemy's personal stuff. I can't talk about. Screw that! I'm going to say everything. Everybody's watching. All right, in case. Well, goodbye, everybody. So that's all the stream. Have a nice day, and later on, come back to our video store.